Hey, this is Matty Trump at mixandmastermysong.com. Today I'm going to go over my 5 favorite features in Presonus Studio One 3. As you know, I'm a pretty big advocate of this program. I switched from using Pro Tools about 8 months ago, and I mix and master every single day for about 10 hours a day. So the program I use is pretty important, and I found that I could mix better and faster using Studio One as opposed to Pro Tools. And so I thought it'd be a cool time just to kind of go over some of the features I like the most and how I use them every day. So let's jump right in. We'll start with number 1, which is the vocal line. So vocal lining in this program is super easy. If you don't know what vocal line is, you can take 2 different tracks, or in this case 8 different tracks, and line them all up so they all perfectly kind of lock in together. Now this song, they're pretty tight already, but all you got to do is you select the tracks you want to vocal line. Say we want to take these 3, and you control click, and it goes edit with vocal line. Now, just to note, you got to have the vocal line plugin in order for this to work, but you know, it's pretty cheap and it's definitely a great buy. So once you select the tracks you want, it opens up the vocal line plugin, and it's really simple. You take the main one, which is our lead track, and you put it in the guide. And then the double you put in the dub, and then you can go right down. For every track you selected, you can just throw the dub right in there and it lines it up. And you can see that it's lined up when it says ready. And then you just listen back.
And we rolling, 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 rolling.
And you can see it's tight. And if it ever, you can switch the flexibility for maximum compression, which means really tight, or if you want it a little looser, you don't want it really strictly tight, you can do high flexibility or maximum expansion, and it defaults here at normal flexibility, and I rarely change this unless the vocal gets off. Now, one thing you do have to note, this is a pretty easy example here, but sometimes, you know, the verse will get a little off, so you just want to make sure that maybe if you have a whole verse or something with a double, I'll split it up into like 5 or 6 sections just so I can kind of check everything out and make sure it's flowing pretty well. The next feature that was probably one of the biggest reasons I switched from Pro Tools was Melodyne. And if any of you have Melodyne and Pro Tools, it takes a long time to get it loaded into Melodyne, then edit it, and then you can't go back and edit here. In Studio One, same thing as the vocal line. You just control click, and then you can go to audio if it's not here. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's not. I haven't figured that out, but just go to edit with Melodyne, and boom. How fast is that? You can do your edits here, pick the key, whatever. There's the timing. Say we're in E flat major, pitch it a little bit, get the pitch correct. And I mean, if you know Melodyne, you can dive in much deeper than that. I'm just kind of doing an example here, and it will all be fixed here. And the other beautiful thing here is the Melodyne's there now, but you can still edit this file, and the Melodyne will all stay. And when you play it, it won't keep playing even though you deleted this. So everything's still editable here, but you still have the Melodyne, and you can click on the Melodyne and say, oh, that note actually isn't as good. Let me change that. And it's amazing. And it's probably one of the main reasons I switched was just so I could edit vocals so much faster and stay creative. The third one that I'd like to show you is the drag and drop insert. So as you can see, a lot of times, like say with this verse or the hooks, I kind of get a sound that I like with the vocal, and then I'll just paste it over and then change the settings inside a little bit to fit the vocal, say it's a little lower or higher. Well, the cool thing is in Studio One, say this was another vocal, and I wanted this, say this is our verse and this was our double. All you got to do is click up here by inserts. You'll see as soon as I hover over, it switches to the hand, and I click on, hold, drag, drop, and the whole chain goes over. And that just makes your life so much easier. If you use Pro Tools, you know that you have to drag one at a time. And if you have all these vocals, that can take a lot of time and be annoying. And by the time you get done it, you want to take a break and not keep mixing. And for me, it's like always about staying in that creative state and being able to just stay creative and keep moving. And you can do the same thing with sends too. You do have to drag and drop each one at a time, but say we had 3 vocals, you can just drag and drop it once and all 3 of them go over there. So that's cool, and it makes things pretty easy and quick with the sends. The other really cool thing is you have your insert presets. So I have a bunch of different kinds of presets I use that I can load right up, and it will have like 3 plugins, like the snare preset I use quite a bit for parallel compression. I just click it and it has the 2 EQs and the compressor I use on the snare every time. And it just saves time. I don't have to look around and try to find the plug-in and all that. Which brings me to the last of the top 5, and that's this plugin list here. Now, in Pro Tools, I'd have to click on the thing and then scroll through 1,000 plugins to find the plugin I was looking for. The first thing is this has a search tab. So if I'm looking for my Fab Filter Pro Q, I just type in Fab, and then all my Fab Filter plugins come in, and it's right there. So that makes your life 10 times easier. I can find the plugin I want right then and there. The other great feature that I like, and it makes it fun, and it feels like I got my rack with me, like I'm in an old analog studio. All the plugins I use the most are right here, and I can just drag these. So if I want the Pro Q, there it is, drag it over, add it to this session, this track here, and it's already there. I can start doing my EQ right away. And so that just takes, for me, it just takes out that time of like, oh, okay, I want the Pro Q. Now I got to scroll through a menu for the next 2 minutes. And by the time I finally get to the plugin, some of the times I'd forget what I was even trying to do. Like, why am I even looking for this plugin at this point? So to me, it's just another thing to make the creativity just move a lot faster. So those are 5 things I use all the time. There's many more. You have the render thing where it's like the audio suite. You can dive into that, and maybe we'll do a video on that, on how to use the rendering side of things. But it's just, it's a great program, and I thought I'd share, just 5 things that make my life way easier every day. I mean, this probably saves me 5 to 10 hours a week in time, and that's invaluable in life. So hope this video helped you out. Please like and subscribe, and in the comments, let me know some of the things you like about Studio One, so I can maybe learn from you too. All right, have a good day.